Welcome back to the official channel dedicated to the heartfelt moments, poetic reflections, and royal revelations of His Highness Sheikh Hamdan. Today, we stand on the brink of yet another chapter that promises to deepen the legacy of love, fatherhood, and destiny. In a private world ruled by honor and responsibility, a new miracle is quietly growing, a symbol of hope, a whisper of innocence, and a reminder that life continues even amidst royal storms. Yes, it is now confirmed. Sheikh Hamdan is expecting another child, and the walls of the palace are echoing with both sacred joy and silent contemplation. This news does not merely mark the arrival of another heir to the house of Maktoum. It marks the continuation of a deeply personal journey for Sheikh Hamdan. A man known for his poetic heart, a soul that longs for peace and meaning beyond the titles he bears, now finds himself once more standing at the gateway of fatherhood. The poetry in his voice softens, the wisdom in his gaze deepens, and his heart swells with emotions only a father can truly understand. Another soul is being sent to him by the Almighty, a soul who will soon hear his lullabies, feel the touch of his protective hand, and inherit a legacy of both love and duty. Behind the scenes, the palace has begun to shift. The atmosphere is filled with preparations, gentle prayers, and the quiet rustle of those who serve with devotion. Yet, the most touching part of this news is not in its royal implications, but in its emotional core. Sheikh Hamdan is known to be a deeply devoted father. His moments with his first child captured the hearts of the people. And now, he is preparing once again to embrace the weight and wonder of raising another life. He knows this journey won't just shape the child. It will shape him once again, test him, transform him, and remind him that true greatness is measured in how we love, not just how we lead. There is something beautifully poetic about Sheikh Hamdan's timing. In a world so fast and fractured, he chooses to slow down, to be present, to be a protector, a poet, a father before anything else. The late nights he once spent writing verses beneath the moonlight will now be spent listening for the cries of a newborn. The same hands that once held falcons in the desert will now cradle a tiny body in the still of the night. What a divine evolution, to move from strength to softness, from solitude to the shared journey of family. Though the world may speculate and the media may swirl with questions, Sheikh Hamdan has chosen silence as his initial answer. But in that silence lies his power. He lets the news speak not through royal statements but through gentle actions, the protective glances, the spiritual presence, the careful shielding of the mother of his child. It is a sacred time, and he treats it as such, choosing grace over grandeur, humility over headlines. That is the Fazza the world has come to love. The poet in him, surely, is already speaking to this unborn child in metaphors and heartbeats. Perhaps he whispers to the child from behind closed doors, telling stories of a future painted in gold and simplicity. Perhaps he prays with a new urgency now, not for titles or thrones, but for the health of the mother, the safety of the child, and the promise of guidance. For Sheikh Hamdan, this child is not just another royal figure. It is a blessing sent by God, a reminder that even the most powerful men are made whole by love. Those close to the family say there is a calmness in his walk, a deeper gaze in his eyes. He has always carried the weight of expectations, but now he carries something purer, anticipation. A man who leads millions still finds his deepest joy in the quiet moments of family. This is the paradox that makes him unforgettable. A leader of legacy, a father of dreams. As his first child grows and begins to understand the world, Sheikh Hamdan is preparing to teach both children the essence of being human, humility, courage, compassion. He knows the palace may gift them jewels and titles, but it is he who must gift them character. That, he believes, is the true inheritance, the kind that does not fade with time or depend on lineage. He is not raising royalty, he is raising future souls with the power to change the world. In a recent poetic whisper shared only with close friends, Sheikh Hamdan reportedly said, "My children are the verses God wrote into my life when I could no longer write my own." What a tender truth. For a man who has offered the world countless lines of verse, these new lives are now his living poems. Each giggle, each step, each sleepless night, they are all part of a divine manuscript he holds dearer than any crown. And for those who have followed his journey, those who cried with him in loss, who stood by him in silence, who watched him choose love over power, this news brings more than joy. It brings healing. It brings the feeling that something in his life is being restored. Perhaps the parts of him that were once broken are being filled with the light of fatherhood once again. To the people of Dubai and admirers around the world, this news is more than just an announcement, it is a symbol. A symbol that love still wins. That even amidst the pressure of royal life, there is room for emotion, room for legacy built not just with marble but with moments. Sheikh Hamdan, in having another child, reminds us all that the truest legacy is carved in the hearts of those we raise, not the empires we build. So tonight, while the city sleeps and the stars bear witness, another chapter begins, quiet, unseen, yet magnificent in its meaning. A heartbeat echoes within the palace walls, not of power, not of war, but of life. A child is coming. A father is waiting. And a nation holds its breath. Sheikh Hamdan, may this next chapter bring you more peace than pain, more joy than responsibility, and more love than you could ever write in words. The world watches, not as critics or fans, but as silent admirers of a man who chooses love every single time in the early mornings, before the city awakens. Sheikh Hamdan finds solace in quiet prayer. These moments of solitude, once filled with visions of poems and falcons soaring through the desert skies, are now filled with the image of tiny feet soon to grace the marble floors of the palace. His heart is no longer only concerned with the matters of a crown, it beats with the rhythm of fatherhood, echoing the timeless truth that even in royalty, the soul craves what is real: love, family, and legacy. There is a shift in his spirit, not of burden, but of blessing. A divine reminder that even kings must kneel before the miracle of life. Those closest to him reveal that Sheikh Hamdan has become more reflective than ever. He walks through the palace gardens with a new calmness, often stopping to watch the birds or to feel the softness of a leaf between his fingers. These subtle pauses tell a story of a man embracing transformation.